Understand, Dina? So that is what we used to call as breathing in and breathing out, how the respiration process is carried out in our human lungs. Understand? So now you may observe here, this is the picture which I am showing you. It is not, is it, can you able to see my screen? Please let me know.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah, okay, observe all of you. So this is what the first picture will represent, where the exact position of our human lungs in our body. This is what the position of human lungs, and this is what, can you able to see here? What is this picture? Can you able to say, anybody? What is the
Rings of cartilage.
what?
Rings of cartilage.
No. Anybody? The inner side of windpipe. Understanding? Trachea, which has been called as endoscope. Endoscope, if you'll see, it has been used. This is the inside windpipe. This is how that windpipe has been looked like this. Do you understanding, all of you? You may observe here the rings. This windpipe having outside, we have a rings. This is inside. Outside, you can able to see like a threading. So what is this called as, Ra? What is that called as? Rings of cartilage. Outside
Cartilage.
cartilage, correct or not? That is. So this is the inner structure of windpipe, which has been captured by endoscope. Endoscopy. Next, this is what by this time you may observe. What is this? Can you able to see? What is this picture? This is a zoomed picture of what? That is the most important, where the gaseous exchange will take place. Alveoli.
Alveoli.
Where the exchange of oxygen gases will take place. So here you may observe a small blood vessels are coming. The small blood vessels are carrying out the blood. That is what we should call, Ra. What we should call? Ra?
Capillary.
Capillaries.
Cartilage. Everybody same. Cartilage is present in windpipe. Here it is present. Capillaries. Understanding? Who is
Capillaries, sir.
blood is called as capillaries, which are very thin blood vessels, which has been brought the blood to the alveoli. So there the gaseous exchange will take place. That is what CO2 and O2 exchange will take place. This is breathing in, and this is what? Breathing out. Okay, Ra? So this is what the mechanism. Now, let me see. Somebody I'm giving chance. So anybody, you tell me, what is the parts you have remembered from this respiration? Anyone? What is the parts we have to remember in this respiration? Either breathing in mechanism and breathing out mechanism. Please. Nitinath, Nitish Kumar, Arun Gardegayan, anybody? Today Tarane Pushpa is also absent. Jesse joined. Please let me know. What is the parts we have to remember? Anybody? Nobody. Kevin? What? Anybody, please? Okay. And one more point also, you should note it down. You people won't speak, I know that. Let it be. That you have to write it. So all of you remember, always carbon dioxide is carried in the dissolved form. CO2 is carried back to alveoli in the form of dissolved state. Dissolved state, because dissolved state in blood because carbon dioxide is more dissolved easily than oxygen. Please note it down. This point is very important. Okay. Thank you, Dina. At least you are able to sending message. Nobody is there to speak. Okay, what I will do. So this is what about the respiration process. Any doubt? Anybody? Please ask me. Till here, any doubt? Anyone? At least can you able to remember the parts? If somebody will ask respiration in human beings, can you able to write it or not? And must learn this diagram, everyone. Nobody should draw. Yesterday I have seen horrible diagrams. Perfectly you will learn this diagram. What? Nothing will happen. Everybody learn. Dina, Dilipan, are you understand Dilipan? Not at all speaking Dilip nowadays. I don't know what is happening to you. Very silent. Varshini Bensi, so many. Ashika, let it be. This is all about the respiration in human beings. Now, we have to do some activity to prove that carbon dioxide is produced during respiration. This activity is most important. Understand? So keep heading. Last concept in this respiration process, experiment to show that carbon dioxide is produced during respiration. Please keep heading. Experiment to show that carbon dioxide is produced during respiration. During respiration. Now, before entering into this experiment, now you please tell me how we need to test the carbon dioxide. Chemistry chapter 1 it will come. I have taught you also. If carbon dioxide is releasing, how we can detect? Can you able to say that process? You may remember very carefully. If you will pass the enough sufficient amount of carbon dioxide, some substance will turn into milky. What is that? Testing of exothermic reaction. Is it okay, Dina? How you can test it? Either carbon dioxide is producing or not. Then I am saying exothermic reaction. As I know that carbon dioxide releasing means it is exothermic reaction. So in chemistry, how you will prove it? Like this means no use, Ra. You people will never. I have taught you so many times. Carbon dioxide will passes. What is happening? The lime water. It will take the lime water and it will pass the carbon dioxide, which will be turns into water, which will turns into milky substance. Again, if you are passing the excess amount of carbon dioxide, excess, understanding? Excess amount.
Turn into colorless.
Again, it will be turning into transparent liquid. Is it yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So that is
Yes,
what
sir.
testing method of
Yes.
carbon dioxide. This is the experimental method. All of you should remember experimental method of testing the carbon dioxide is releasing or not in any reaction. We'll pass the gas through the lime water. If it will turns into milky, then that is called as carbon dioxide releasing. Even if it will pass the excess carbon dioxide, again it will be turning into the transparent substance. That is what is indicating what carbon dioxide is released. Do you understanding all of you? Yes or no? So,
Yes,
as
sir.
you know that carbon dioxide gas turns lime water to milky. See, even though I am only teach the chemistry, and even I am only now teaching the biology, you people are like this, you don't know what is that. Then how you will learn this? I don't know. That is what I am saying. Somebody will ask you, what is the method of testing carbon dioxide is releasing or not? How you can do? We can pass the gas to the lime water. Lime water turns into milky. I can say that it is carbon dioxide gas. That is what is the remember. That is what the test to method. A method to identify carbon dioxide is released or not in the given reaction. You have to remember that. Understand? So we know that this carbon dioxide gas turns this lime water to milky. So the fact that carbon dioxide is producing during respiration can be shown by demonstrating the effect of inhaled air and exhaled air in lime water. So I will send both inhaled air and exhaled air so that wherever it has been turned into milky, but actually the fact is I have said in last before class, both inhaled air and exhaled air, both they contain some percentage of oxygen and some percentage of carbon dioxide. Is it yes or no? But inhaled air, more oxygen, exhaled air, more carbon dioxide. That I will say you the percentages also. Now, we have to pass this inhaled air and exhaled air and lime water, and we have to test this carbon dioxide is produced during this respiration and all. That is so. What we have to do for this purpose means we have to take two tubes called as A and B, which is fitted to two hold corks. I will show you how it will be. Just like picture, we have to take in our laboratory. We have to arrange the setup in such a way that which has been two test tubes. We have to take it. Just wait. Yeah. Oh, it has been came. Okay, I will take it into down. So now, can you able to observe all of you?
Yes, sir.
So this is what the setup which you have to do. We have to take two tubes, understanding, test tubes, and we have to arrange in such a way that two rubber corks we have to keep it, which is having a hold rubber corks. Means like that we have to make it holes. Do you understanding, Ra? All of you? Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
This is what the
Yes.
experiment which we have to take. We have to take two test tubes with two rubber corks, which has been two hold or drilled two holes each other, because one is going inside and coming outside. Next one is what? Going inside and coming outside. Have you noticed it or not? That is what you can see.
Yes.
Breathing in and breathing out here. So breathing in will takes place. So inhaled air will go like this, and or else inhaled air will come like this. Next one, exhaled air. Exhaled air will go inside, and exhaled air will come outside. So now let us discuss this experiment very clearly. We can indicate that carbon dioxide is produced or not. We can understand it. So now what we have to do, this is what the setup. We have to take two test tubes called as A and B, fitted with the two hold corks. Two hold cork. What is the meaning of two hold corks? Two hold corks. Two hold corks. This is what? This is what the two hold corks. Hold means this we are making a holes. That is what. Understand, all of you? Two hold corks. Now the boiling tubes, understanding, A and B, we have to take two tubes which are connected to the special tube of glass tubes, which is called as C. This is what the glass tube C, which is having a tube, you may observe, understanding, inside, coming inside, and both the sides it has been connected. A special tube, glass tube called as C, and two more glass tubes we have to take it, D and E, which has been for inhaled air 1 and exhaled air. Totally, this is what the
Yes.
section have to fix it to test this experiment. Now, okay, so now what we have to do means the right arm of glass tube, understand, C has been long and dips into the lime water in boiling tube B, and as well as one side it has been boiling tube A. So you may observe here, this glass tube C, one side it must go inside the glass tube A, and another side it must go inside the glass tube B. Do you understanding, all of you?
Yes, sir.
No, but
Yes, sir.
long tube, you observe, the long tube of this glass tube C must be inside this lime water, which has been gone inside, and here it has been till here only. Have you noticed it? Because inhaled air is doing here, so carbon dioxide will release. This carbon dioxide will be carried out through this lime water. Do you understanding, all of you? Yes or no? Yes, sir?
Yes, sir.
That is.
Yes,
So
sir.
what the setup which we have to do it. Now, what is the process means? So we have to put the top end of the tube C, the mouth, and we have to breathe in and breathe out gently. We have to keep it our mouth inside the top, and we have to do like that. We have to do the breathing process. So when we breathe in, as we know that, then the inhaled air or else the fresh air enters the glass tube D and passes through the lime water in boiling tube A. So when we are doing the breathing in, understand? So what is happening? The oxygen air will be entering into this glass tube only. So this glass tube has been, the inhaled air has been entering into the glass tube A, so that we are breathing. So when we are breathe out, what is the name of this process? I will say you just wait. So when we are inhaled, what is happening slowly when we are doing from this top of the sea? So when we are breathing in and breathing out, so what is happening? The inhaled air, the air will be entering into that, so that the oxygen is going to entering into inside, because oxygen rich air. So then the inhaled air, the fresh air is entering into the glass tube D and passes through the lime water, which is present in the tube A. So the inhaled air, you can see coming in this tube, so that it has been entering into the glass tube A. Inhaled air. So when we are inhaling, breathing in. So when we are breathing out, what is happening, Ra? When we continue this breathing in and breathe out, like just 5 minutes, we can find that the lime water in boiling tube A, understand, turns into milky only slightly, but the lime water in boiling B, which has been exhaled air continuously passing, which will be turns, understanding, into complete milky, which we used to observe that change. So here inhaled air is coming. So here also it will be turning into slightly. Why it is slightly? Even the inhaled air is also contains some percentage of CO2. So that is it is turns into milky very slightly, but the exhaled air, when we are breathe out, the exhaled air, it contains some more amount of CO2, percentage of CO2 is more, so that we can observe that the milky change very appreciably. Means easily we can observe the change. This is what the process of inhaling and exhaling air, so which indicates that the turning into milky. You can see here they have given the shaded white color and here lightly white. So this is indicating what slightly it is turning into milky, and here it is completely turns into milky because of
Milky.
the carbon dioxide percentage. Do you understanding, Ra? So the
Yes,
less
sir.
carbon dioxide is present in the inhaled air, but much more carbon dioxide is present in exhaled air. So from this observation, what we can conclude? What we can conclude? Carbon dioxide is produced during respiration. Is it yes or no? Is it yes or no? So now, percentage you take. Inhaled air, if you take, the oxygen percentage is how much, Ra? What is the oxygen percentage in air? Normal percentage.
21%.
Inhaled air, all of you. Now, exhaled air. Exhaled air, if you take inhaled air, oxygen percentage is 21%. Is it yes or no? What is the carbon dioxide percentage? What is the carbon dioxide percentage? Inhaled air. Carbon dioxide percentage 0.04%, and water vapor not fixed, depend upon the place. So water vapor, some amount it has been present. We can write a little will be present. So now when it comes to the exhaled air, can you able to say what is the, who is more? CO2 is the more. Do you understanding, all of you? Yes or no? So CO2 is more. How much it is percentage? How much, Ra? 4.4%. How much it is? 4.4%. So oxygen percentage, how much oxygen percentage can you able to say? Anybody? 4.4%. Oxygen percentage, anybody? Nobody? Don't know? Even exhaled air also having oxygen percentage, which is equals to 16.4%. How much it is?
16.4%.
16.4%. So we are taking the 21% of oxygen. Only how much it is utilized? Only how much it is utilized? 4.4 only it is utilized. Do you notice it or not?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes or no? That is what you should remember. And water vapor, carbon dioxide is releasing. So that water vapor is present what? A lot of water vapor is present during respiration. That is what, please remember, inhaled air and exhaled air. So here, carbon dioxide percentage is very less, so that slightly turns into what? Slightly turns into milky.
Milky.
Understand? Slightly turns into milky. And here, percentage is more than oxygen.
Completely turns into
So
milky.
that it is called as what? It will be appreciable, understanding. Appreciably we can observe, means more turns into milky, completely turns into milky. Do you understanding, all of you? Note it down, the percentage, inhaled air and exhaled air. The most important one more bit MCQ questions. Understanding carbon dioxide and oxygen percentages in inhaled and exhaled air. So you may say that now people will say inhaled, exhaled air is having only carbon dioxide. Is it true? Is it true?
No, sir.
No. Exhaled air also contains what? Oxygen only.
Oxygen.
Inhaled and exhaled. Whose percentage is more? Whose percentage is more? Oxygen only.
Oxygen.
Oxygen is only more. But compared to carbon dioxide, in inhaled air it is just 0.04, but exhaled air it is 4.4.
4.4.
Water vapor also, in inhaled air it is less, little, and exhaled air it is a lot. That is why the 6. Do you understanding, all of? So that is what
Yes,
the
sir.
experiment and the percentage of inhaled air and exhaled air during respiration. That is why we can say inhaled air is rich in oxygen and exhaled air is what? Rich in carbon dioxide. Rich in carbon dioxide. Do you understanding, all of you? So this is all about inhaled air and exhaled air, and this is the experimental setup to verify breathing in and breathing out. If you are doing gently, then the carbon dioxide and oxygen, how it will be processed. Sir, here you may observe, sir, you are doing the breathe in and breathing from here. Then what will happen? Some opening we have, so that what is happening? The air will enter through this. So that air only we are inhaling. So that here oxygen is present. Oxygen is, you can see here, inhaled air is enters and it has been observed by us. We are breathing from here. So again we are breathing out there only, so that it has been passed into this one. So that is what exhaled air is entering to like this, and carbon dioxide will turns into milky and exhaled air is coming outside. So that it is the process of experiment to verify here, it will turns into more milky, so that I can say that here the carbon dioxide percentage is more, breathe out, and here the carbon dioxide percentage is less because of it contains less percentage of carbon dioxide, that is just 0.04%. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Even you know that before it is 0.03 only. Before, like if you go 100 years before like that, because carbon dioxide percentage is 0.03 only in air. But now because of greenhouse effect, pollution and all, it has been reaches to what? 0.04. That is why latest editions, all the books has been printing 0.04, but actual percentage is in what? Air 0.03% only. Understand? That is, but it has been not there now. It has been increases because of pollution. That is why global warming we are calling. So this is all about the experiment to verify carbon dioxide is produced during respiration. So now the last concept which we are going to study in the respiration is rate of respiration. What is that? Rate of respiration. So you have to tell me this process. Whenever what is the meaning of rate of? I have told you so many times in physics and chemistry, wherever. If you are coming the rate, what is the meaning of rate? How faster or how slower the process is taking place. Rate indicates with respect to time. Always you should remember, with respect to time. With the respect to time. Time is a parameter. With respect to time, how fast the process is taking place or how slow the process is taking place. That is what we used to call it as rate of. Correct or not? Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So now,
Yes, sir.
do this one, this rate of breathing or else rate of respiration, how fast it is taking place. That is what you should remember. So how rate of respiration, better than this respiration you can take breathing. All of you keep hitting breathing. Rate of breathing. Now just let it be waste time. Now 6-7 is there. Please normally you count your breathing and tell me when you are normal, what is your breathing rate for minute, for 1 minute. Please tell me, all of you. Everybody must tell what is your breathing rate. Don't try to take long breath now, please. I'm saying it. Generally you see like that, you measure. Just definitely all will get some equal point. Tell me, what is that? Normal human. An adult, you are all people are adult, correct? Now adult is, now that is what. So as we know that the process of breathing pumps in oxygen into our blood and removes carbon dioxide outside. So breathing occurs, it is an involuntary action. With or without our presence, it will be taking place automatically. That is why I can say breathing is the involuntary reaction. Voluntary reactions and involuntary reaction. Two types of reactions has been carried out by our body. I want to lift my hand, lift. Down my hand, down. It is a voluntary action. But heartbeat, breathing, blood supply, it is involuntary. When I want to stop, I cannot stop them. So that is why breathing is an involuntary reaction. So, but the rate of breathing is being controlled by the respiratory system of brain. That is what, how fast it will take place or else how slowly it will take place. So now you please tell me, what is your average breathing rate in an adult man at rest when you are normal? I am very cool and polite. What is your breathing rate per minute? Please.
12 to 16, sir.
Amma, how much you got?
Sir, 14.
Who is that? Who is that?
Nidinath, sir.
Nidinath, you are 14. Any others? Nidinath is.
Sir, I am 15.
Who is that? 15.
Dilipan.
Dilipan 15. Next. Speak, that is at least. Definitely it is not constant in everywhere. Kevin is saying 15, but 12 is very low. Kevin, 12 is very
15.
low. Rest. If you are at rest, normal position. Who is that? Huh? Tell me.
15.
Okay, that is very good. So you may observe here, All your friends are also saying it is 15. Is it yes or no, Akil Irfan, Ashika, Arya, what is your rate? 15. So that is what you should remember. So the average breathing rate in an adult man at rest is 15 to 18 times per how much time? 15 to
1 minute.
times. This is
Per
what
minute.
the range for per minute. All of you note it down. Rate of breathing. Rate of breathing. The rate of breathing. Rate of breathing. Keep heading and you write the average breathing rate in an adult man, an average breathing rate in an adult man at rest, rest, rest is about 15 to 18 times per minute. Is about 15 to 18 times is about 15 to 18 times per minute. Now, let us discuss this little bit in detail. Then we can end this session. So, as we know that the breathing rate increases with increasing physical activity. Will you believe it? Now you people are listening class. So your breathing rate is 15 to 18 times. Suppose if you will run, or else if you are lifting a heavy load, then your breathing
30 times.
or it will be varies.
Very.
And when you are doing yoga or something asanas, understand, body exercise, like where we can control the breathing. By the time our breathing rate will be decreases. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Will say that take long breath and release slowly to make it a more concentration. Yoga, meditation. Do you remember? So during that time, our rate of breathing will decreases. But when we are doing any kind of physical activity, our rate of breathing will increases or decreases?
Increases.
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 Some physical exercise, sit-ups. You can do 10 sit-ups, all of you. If you want now itself, you can see our breathing rate definitely will be increases. Is it yes or no? Yes? Or else I'm lifting the weight, I'm lifting some weight lifters, you can see. Or else if you will run and if you will stop, then our breathing rate will be, rate goes up considerable rate. It will be increases definitely. So when we do some physical exercise, then our body needs more oxygen, means more energy is needed, so that more oxygen supply must be. So that is why we can do more fast rating. Do you understanding all of you? Because more energy produces through respiration. Our body requires more energy, so that what is happening? More oxygen gas is
More oxygen needed.
rapid breathing supplies more oxygen to the blood cells for producing more energy required for doing physical exercise. That is why you can see the persons during running or after running, or else they have done some hard work, then you can see the breathing rate is very, very faster. Do you notice it or not? Yes? They need to compensate the loss of energy suffered by their body doing exercise. So lot of energy is wasted because of physical exercise. So they have to compensate again by breathing in. The energy should be released. So how it will be released? When the oxygen supply is taking place. If there is no oxygen, no releasing of energy. So that is why if the rate of physical exercise is increases, then means when we are working more and more harder, then the rate of supplying oxygen also increases. That will be happening only the rapid breathing. That is what you should remember. Do you understanding all of you?
Yes, sir.
So that is what. So as we know that we all breathe through the water. We all breathe through the what? Nose. But if you go inside the water, while we are diving, we are not driving, we are during diving. So when you are in earth, you can do normally. But when you will go for, like in the sense of, oh, today this much I have completed. Okay. Oh, this many pages is not there. Okay, I have started somewhere in middle. So okay. So when we are going inside, what is happening here? Diving. When I will go for diving, what will happen? Is it possible to breathe with the nose? During
No, sir.
No, sir.
no. So during diving, it is not possible to go with a normal. We cannot breathe with the nose, so that we have some special equipment. Is it yes or no? Human beings do not have gills like fish. So
Yes, sir.
we have to carry the oxygen cylinder. Is it yes or
Oxygen cylinder.
for breathing
Yes, sir.
when we are going inside? Is it yes? So when we are going
Yes, sir.
deep inside the water, then we have to take oxygen cylinder, because that dissolved oxygen from water we cannot absorb because we don't have a gills. Correct or not? Yes or
sir.
no? So that is what it will happen. So now you can observe here, when we are during that breathing, what is happening here? The enough required oxygen for our body, which will be supplied by whom? Which will be supplied by that gas cylinder, which has been carried for the breathing under the sea or under the water. So, as we know that oxygen required for breathing and respiration only for one purpose. What is that? What is that? What is that? Why we need oxygen?
Breathe.
To release energy. Correct or not?
Energy.
Release
Yes,
energy.
sir.
So now, please tell me who will say fastly. Let me see. Who is carrying this oxygen inside our body? Who is carried? The oxygen is carried by whom?
Hemoglobin.
Hemoglobin. Very good. So hemoglobin is present in the blood, so that it is only carried the blood oxygen inside the body. So the normal range of hemoglobin in the blood of a healthy adult person is 12 to 18 grams per deciliter. Do you understand, Ingra? What is the normal? If you are a healthy human, how much it is? How many grams? 12 to 18 grams per deciliter of blood. So if it is less than that, then we cannot meet. Understand? I have seen this in medical reports. Very good, Ra. Very good, Dina. Actually, Dina, I think corona recently has affected with the corona. So you may see this one. Have you noticed it? Hemoglobin percentage range should be an adult human, the hemoglobin range should be 12 to 18 grams. Very good, Dina. Yes, I know that. So 12 to 18 grams, if you are a healthy, 12 to 18 grams per 1 deciliter of blood. But this deficiency of hemoglobin in the blood of a person reduces the oxygen carrying capacity of blood, resulting in breathing problems, tiredness, and lack of energy. So that is why you can see the person looks very pale and lost weight, because of those who are not having enough sufficient amount of hemoglobin. That person's only looks like always very dull, or very pale in color, and they will feel that they are going to lose something like weight loss. That is what will happen. So because of corona is affecting directly on this blood only, understanding hemoglobin system. That is why we are getting suffocating and people are dying. Do you understanding, all of you, why it is happening?
Sir.
If you are having enough rich in hemoglobin, then we can get the enough supply of oxygen, so we will never face any problem. But it is happening because the corona is affecting directly on the blood circulatory system only. That is why we are feeling difficulty, suffocation, and it leads to death. That is what you should remember. Deficiency. Do not say that less of hemoglobin. Deficiency of hemoglobin, or else less amount of hemoglobin. Deficiency is the suitable word for the biology. Deficiency of hemoglobin, or else deficiency of vitamins, like that you should say. So this deficiency of hemoglobin, what will happen? The enough oxygen cannot be carried, understanding, to the tissues, so that what is happening? Enough energy is not released, so that it is problem. We will feel that breathing problems has been taking place. We will feel tiredness, and we will feel lack of energy. We are running out of energy. So, and even few times you see, if there is no sufficient understanding, carbon dioxide is not being carried out, and there is no enough sufficient of oxygen. You may know that chemistry I have taught you. Understanding, if enough sufficient of oxygen, carbon dioxide will release. If enough sufficient of oxygen is not there, instead of carbon dioxide, who will release? Who will release? Enough sufficient of carbon dioxide. No, there is no enough sufficient of oxygen. Then instead of carbon dioxide, who will release? Carbon monoxide will release. Understanding, all of you? Nobody will respond. Have you remembered? If you are having enough sufficient of complete combustion, carbon dioxide will release. Incomplete combustion, carbon monoxide will release. Same way, in respiration, if we are supplying the enough sufficient of oxygen, then carbon dioxide will release, or else it will lead to the poisonous gas called as carbon monoxide. Nobody knows it, correct? Note it down, please. So, Anybody understand? Carbon monoxide is very highly poisonous, and it is also we can call it as a silent killer. Please note it down. The silent killer gas is carbon monoxide. So the carbon monoxide gas is formed whenever the fuel burns insufficiently supply of air. If there is no proper supply of air, then it will produce as carbon monoxide instead of carbon dioxide. So it is very, very dangerous. Not inside our body, just I am saying you. So like if coal is burnt in a closed space or closed room, so a lot of carbon monoxide is released whenever a fuel burns in insufficient supply of air. That is what. So this, even anything, few times car engines also, if there is no proper supply of oxygen, that air holes are blocked or something, then carbon monoxide will release. So this carbon monoxide, if you breathe, just imagine our air contains 100%, means just 5% of carbon monoxide if you breathe in, then directly it will lead to the death. I am not joking, because this carbon monoxide directly reacts only with, please note it down all of you, directly react with hemoglobin, and it will make it into a solid particle called as, understanding, carboxyl hemoglobin, which is very poisonous. So immediately we people will die. Carbon monoxide directly, very strongly reacting with hemoglobin in the blood, and it will prevent it from the supply of oxygen and to the brain and other parts of the body. So due to that lack of oxygen, a person cannot breathe properly, so he will die. That's all. So if you are inhaling the long time, so the person easily will die. That is what you can see. Have you noticed in the news in last year, 2 years before, one baby and one mother has been passed in night time. That's all. In the sleep itself, they're dead. Have you noticed it? Anywhere news? Have you heard this? Because
Yes, sir.
they are in cold regions, they used to keep some fire in the burning reaction. Burning is happening in their home. So full night she has been closed all the windows, everything, small room, and the daughter has been sleeping on her chest. So they both slept like that only. So but by morning they pass in sleep itself. Even they don't know they're dead because of their unawareness of this one. Because of closed room, what is happening? Instead of no supply of oxygen, so carbon monoxide will release. So if you are inhaling continuously, so it will be reacting with a hemoglobin which is present in the blood, and it will form a solid substance called as carboxyl hemoglobin. Very important bit. All of you note it down. It will turn the hemoglobin into a solid substance called as carboxyl hemoglobin. So that is why it will lead to the unconscious and even can die due to the oxygen starvation. So continuously if you are breathing, so because of no oxygen supply, means oxygen starvation, we people even leads to die also. So that is why you can see when we are keeping a ventilators. Have you noticed it? Corona patients, they now have maybe noticed it. When they are facing a corona problem, immediately they will keep serious cases, they will keep it in a ventilators. You may heard this word from the last 2 years, ventilators. Have you heard it or not? We are having a lack of ventilators. So many people died due to corona. Do you remember? Ventilators means this is only which will supply the oxygen. Understand? Ventilator is a tube in mouth. Have you remembered? Mouth, a tube which is inserted directly into the trachea of a windpipe of the patient to help him in breathing comfortably. So that is what we should say. This is all about the respiration process. You may see that tubes they will keep. Have you noticed it, Ray? Tubes. So means they are unable to take the oxygen, so that the tubes will inserted directly to the trachea, means windpipe, so that the directly oxygen only will go inside the blood. So to increase the supply of oxygen, that is what will happen. So this is all about the rate of respiration and everything happen. Please all of you note it down. Carboxyl hemoglobin. Carbon monoxide will react with the hemoglobin and it will form a solid substance called as carboxyl hemoglobin. Suffocation or unconscious, it will lead to the death. This is all about the today's class. I will end with this. Thank you everyone. I hope you understand very well. Any doubt, you please ask.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.